Be prepared to be labeled a terrorist by the ultimate terrorist. I'll start by giving all the praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Bashem, Yahushua Bashem Rakakwadash, double honors to the elder apostles of the great millstone who rule well. As always, peace and salutations to the oathful elect tabernacle of David, scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. Revelation 12 and 12. Let's go there real quick. Revelation 12, verse 12. And it reads, "Therefore rejoice, you heavens, ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. For the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time." And it's a matter of time before this devil just comes full throttle and go in for the kill. Because he's getting so much pushback, a lot of resistance to his NWO. So the thing is with him is, when there's a situation or if there's a problem, the only way to solve it is through violence. He wants to wage war against it. Much like he did with the drug epidemic, which he was the one that manufactured and created the drug epidemic. Introduced it to Jake, and saw what crisis that came from. The results of bringing that drug epidemic there, and then decided to wage war against it, which was really a war on our people. He did the same thing with terrorism, where he created this boogeyman, associated it and attached it to the Islamic people in the Middle East, and then waged war against it, saying that he wages war on terrorism. So anything that he propagates in the media, as far as who to demonize, he's letting you know who he's getting ready to wage war against. All right. So you got to be mindful, what this devil does. You got to pay very close attention to him. All right. So in this little segment, they're going to basically describe to you uh, the types of people that are perceived as a threat to this environment, who have the potential to commit domestic terrorism. Now they get to cause bioterrorism against the whole planet. But if you actually come against their agenda and you refuse and you don't comply, you're a potential domestic terrorist. So just be prepared, for the accuser to accuse. The persecution is definitely going to come. So without further ado, let's get into this little clip right here.
Homeland Security has issued a new terrorism advisory aimed amid what the department calls a heightened threat landscape across the United States. NBC's Pete Williams joins us with an update on that. Pete, thanks for joining us. What more can you tell us about this advisory and perhaps what prompted it?
So it's important to know that this is not based on any threats. This is based on analysis of the threat picture, not on any imminent warning that something could happen here. The last of these terrorism advisories was issued in May, and it expired today. So this is really, in essence, a renewal and update of it. Homeland Security says there are several concerning factors. There's continuing grievances over COVID restrictions, which has stirred up a lot of opposition. There's the continuing efforts by foreign influencers to try to stir up trouble in the U.S. There's the coming 20th anniversary of the 9/11 attacks, with al-Qaeda in the Arabian Peninsula now once again sort of firing up its propaganda machine. And there are approaching religious holidays and the opening of school and the possibility of school shootings. So for all those reasons, DHS says this is the terror threat picture that we face. But again, it's not a warning that there's a...
In other words, get ready for there to be another potential false flag. And anybody that meet the criteria of what they're describing as being a potential threat, that's the type of individual that could possibly bring on this next false flag. You know, that's who they can actually pin it on. See, this devil's been doing this for a long time, so you should be able to be familiar with his patterns when it comes to pushing, these agendas, man. All right. This is problem, reaction, solution. You know, create the chaos, see the reaction, and then bring forth the solution. Or there's too much terror, there's potential terrorists. There's too many people resisting the government. There's too many people lurking the internet and getting information that goes against the established, agenda. There's too many conspiracy theorists online, so we gotta be careful and watch these people. They tend to be dangerous. See, this is what they're doing. And let me real quick, Job 15 and 35. And it says, they conceive mischief and bring forth vanity, and their belly prepareth deceit. All right, so we already know that Esau is plotting. And then they talking about the anniversary, the 20th anniversary of 9/11. That's because they planning on probably more than likely having something done. Because as long as they get, they use these psyops, these false flags, that keeps the ball rolling. Then they can, start signing more draconian measures and executive orders into place, because that gives them more and more power. It tells you that they frame mischief by law. All right. So, hey, just, be on alert, man. And also, if you go to some of these other news segments, it actually gives you like a bulletin on what they deem as potential terrorist threats. One of them being opposition to the Crown Royal measures. And he actually mentioned that. All right. So if you're in opposition to um, the passports, if you're in opposition to, keeping face mask on your children, which we all know the medical defects that it causes on you when you keep that on your face, for a prolonged period of time. That's not healthy. And then, Fauci told you from the beginning, you know, and then of course, because the science keeps changing, we all know what this is all about. He keeps getting caught in lie after lie after lie after lie. But it's the science though. Yeah, this devil's science is basically his witchcraft and his ability to deceive. All right, let me get Psalms 144 and 11. And it says, rid me and deliver me from the hand of strange children, whose mouth speaketh vanity, and their right hand is a right hand of falsehood. All right, we know this whole thing is based on falsehood. This is all to bring in the great reset and the new world order. See? So people that are in the way of that, they're the potential terrorist threats. All right. That's why they mounting the troops up. Um, they got the FEMA detention centers ready, to for people to be placed in them. They this devil's really he finna come through. So when they get to talking that potential terrorism shit, that's because they getting ready to do something. All right, we've I mean, come on, man. We got the blueprint on this devil, man. All right, been dealing with his bullshit for so long. We already know how he moves. All right. So opposition to the Crown Royal measures, you have the potential to be terrorists. And you're gonna see Antifa out there. You're gonna see different militia groups out there, which a lot of them are already they're controlled opposition. They more than likely funded by Soros or the Rockefellers. So they're gonna be used. Okay. Just like you had that situation down there at Capitol Hill back in January, that was a setup situation. And then over there in Europe, they actually stormed the BBC building, but it was the wrong one. I believe that was also controlled opposition as well, because they're anticipating sedition. Because people are starting to get fed up. They're backing these people into a wall by putting all these restrictions and measures on them. You know, and more and more people are being infuriated because they're finding more and more about this whole operation that it's all bullshit. All right, and that's what we can expect. Seditions among men. Second Ezra 15. All right, and then another threat that they posted according to the Department of Homeland Security. Those that's talking about the election fraud or whatever. Um, you're also a potential terrorist. And then also they said 9/11 anniversary and religious holidays. What do celebrating religious holidays have to do with any of this? Why did they just why do they happen to just throw that in there? That's because this devil is in accuser mode, man. They want to aim towards the men of the Lord. Let's get that in Psalm 64. This is how they're shooting in secret at the perfect, man. All right, because hey, we're the ones that's constantly exposing them. We're putting that vibration in the earth. All right, really, it's the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, man. You know, he's consuming them with the spirit of his mouth. So this is Psalm 64, and I start at 1. It says, "Hear my voice, O power, and my prayer preserve my life from the fear of the enemy. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity." And that's the globalist elite, the international bankers, the overlords that funded this whole operation that we see going. Okay. It says, "Who wet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words that they may shoot in secret at the perfect." As is written in Psalms 37:12, the wicked plotteth against the just. You know, so why would they need to add, people that have religious holidays? Because we don't keep none of Babylon's pagan days, the pagan festivities of this world. We keep the high holy days commanded in the scriptures. All right, because we're coming back to what our heritage. We keep the Passover. We keep the feast of first fruits. The feast of dedication, the feast of Pentecost. We keep the Day of Atonement, which I'm pretty sure that's around the corner. So, we appear to be different. So off top, they already have a demographic that they can point the finger at. And then we can't forget over the course of time how you've been having these Christians trying to link us together with Islam. Guys like Vocab try to, basically put us in the same boat with them. So if something was to occur or happen, they're going to come down not only just people that practice Islam, but also the Hebrew Israelites. And they've done that before, going back to after the day of 9/11. The apostles always share the testimony of how their old school in Connecticut got stormed. They got raided and they were arrested and locked up. But by the grace and mercy of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, he delivered them out of that. And that's a testimony. That can potentially happen again. Because why are they talking about the 9/11 anniversary all of a sudden? And then you got the Taliban, coming back over there in Afghanistan, which is why they're sending troops over there. These devils is gearing up for something, man. And like the scriptures say, 2 Corinthians 2:11, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we're not ignorant of his devices. All right. So hey, we gotta, constantly be circumspect, man. Be vigilant. Be sober. All right. It says that they may shoot secret at the perfect, suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. They encourage themselves in the evil matter, they commune of laying snares privately. They say, who shall see them? And hey, the Lord sees them. You can't seek deep the hydro counsel from him. He sees it. He that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh. He's laughing at you, man. Now, why do the heathen rage? Why do they imagine a vain thing? Because if you think you're gonna win against the Lord's chosen, you out your freaking school, man. All right. So we know that this devil, he's trying to set that snare and that trap, man. Now, let me get Psalms 141 and 9. And it says, keep me from the snares which they have laid for me, and the gins of the workers of iniquity. Let the wicked fall into their own nets, whilst that I will escape. All right. And the Lord's going to make a way for his elect to escape. All right. Hey, and that reminds me of Haman, because Haman, he thought to take the Jews out, with his wicked snare and device, only for him to get caught in his own snare, and we was able to escape, man. We came out the victors of the situation, which is why we keep the feast of Purim. You remember he tried to send those letters out to the king, insinuating that we were rebels. Let me go to um let's go to the Apocrypha. We're gonna go to the editions of Esther, because it was like as if he was putting it out as if we were a nation of terrorists. He was trying to get us destroyed, man. I think it might have been either 10 or 13. Yep. There's addition to Esther 13 and 1. It says the copy of the letters was this: the great king Artaxerxes writeth these things to the provinces and governors that are under him, from India unto Ethiopia, in 127 provinces. After that I became lord over many nations and had dominion over the whole world, not lifted up with presumption of my authority, but carrying myself always with equity and mildness, I propose to settle my subjects continually in a quiet life, and making my kingdom peaceable and open for passage to the utmost coast, to renew peace, which is desired of all men. Now, when I asked my counselors how this might be brought to pass, Haman, that excelled in wisdom among us, which was the devil, right? This was a vocab, back when he was Haman, all right? He was an Amalekite and was approved for his constant goodwill and steadfast fidelity, and had the honor of the second place in the kingdom. Declared unto us, so Haman, this is what he put out about us, that in all nations throughout the world there was scattered a certain malicious people that had laws contrary to all nations. Like for example, they're putting out, for people that want religious exemptions from this damn potion. Well, you got to give a reason as to why, you know, uh, you're not permitted to, take this potion, right? And basically, they ask you all these personal questions. It's almost as if it's a questionnaire to actually peek into your personal life to see, what your religious belief is, how you live your life, what you might be potentially teaching your children. You know, several brothers have been, sharing with brothers how they've been, given that, by you know, teachers or um their jobs. So you basically got to give an explanation. So off top, they're gonna know. You got them people going around with the surveys, asking you if you got it, and if not, why. So it's gonna be uh known, what you about, your faith, what you believe in, and that's gonna be actually noted. So it says that had laws contrary to all nations. Yeah, we not finna according to our law, we're not supposed to make any cuttings in the flesh nor print any marks upon us. So that means no injections. We can't do that. See, and continually despise the commandments of kings, so as the uniting of our kingdoms honorably intended by us cannot go forward. So our authority and our agenda cannot move forward as long as we got these people in opposition. Does this not sound familiar? Seeing then we understand that this people alone is continually in opposition unto all men, which they're going to say the same about us. And really, we're in opposition to this world because we're not of this world. We're prophesying actually against this world. So that's why they're going to come down against us, because we have the testimony against them. Now it says, differing in a strange manner of their laws. All right, the high holy days that we keep, that's strange to them. It says, an evil affected to our state, working all the mischief they can that our kingdom may not be firmly established. You see? So they're basically saying that we're getting in the way of their New World agenda. You see? So that's why they're talking this, potential domestic terrorism crap. Because this devil, he wants to move in. You see? He wants everybody on board. Everybody needs to bow down to the image of the beast. And if you won't, you'll be killed, as is stated in Revelation 13. If you ain't willing to bow down and kiss the ring, then you're useless in his eyes. You're taking up his resources. You will not be useful in their sustainable future. All right. And this I'll read this last verse. It says, therefore have we commanded that all they that are signified in writing unto you by Haman, who is ordained over the affairs and is next to us, shall all with their wives and children be utterly destroyed by the sword of their enemies without all mercy and pity, the 14th day of the 12th month Adar of this present year. Showing you that Esau, he never showed mercy or pity. He always had nothing but wrath. Like it tells you in Amos and also in Ezekiel, that his hatred did tear perpetually. You know, he never casted off all pity. So that's why the Lord's gonna take him out. All right, when the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Lord's gonna lift up the standard against them. Okay, so yeah, they're plotting big time, man. And I thought it was interesting just to see that, you know, dealing with those potential terrorist threats, bullet points that they were making, the Department of Homeland Security. All right, so if you're in opposition to these measures, these unrighteous measures, unrighteous decrees, if you practice these religious holidays, if you question this whole thing, then you're a potential terrorist. So, hey, just be on alert, be circumspect, and hey, the only way we're gonna be buffeted is for Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai's sake. All right, we ain't out there flashing guns. We ain't out there at the gun range. We're not giving this devil any ammunition. We're gonna be, when they persecute us, we're gonna be blameless, just like the Lord was blameless. All right, just stay steadfast, man. The scriptures say, "Strive for the truth unto death, and the Lord will fight for thee." So anyway, I'm gonna end off with that.